Hello, this is Daryl at Good Attitudes Services, 10-foot truck, and I will be adding another subsidiary to Good Attitudes Services. It's going to be, in addition to 10-foot truck, it's going to be called Good Attitudes Junk Removal. So as soon as I get a dump truck for that at some point. Right now I'm just using my box truck, but that's my vision, is to have the delivery, pickup delivery part of the company separate from the junk removal, but be underneath the same name as Good Attitude Services. That's the company. So that's what my plans are. Anyway, what I was thinking about is I just read an article. That's why I'm doing a short video, because inflation is of course is the topic of the year. I mean, gas prices, I just saw gas now is, I think, $4.50 up in the area. It might be more in your area or less. Here it used to, not that long ago, was $4.29, and before that was like $4.19. And of course, a year ago it was probably $3 something, and like 2 years ago it was like $2.50. It just keeps getting higher. Our dollar is our dollar that we spend is getting is having less value every year. And the article that really shocked me is I read an article about this house in California that is renting 14 pods. They're like 14 little, they're smaller than a dormitory. They're like it's like a beehive. It's like these cubes, and there's a bed, like a twin size bed, and a lamp, and I guess you have a little place to put a little stand. But basically it's just for one person. And there's 14 of these, and they're renting in one house, and they're renting them for $800 a month each pod. That's insane. That's outrageous. I mean, even in the mid 90s, when I lived in California, and I rented in a place, there's a room for $175 a month, and I thought that was kind of expensive. I mean, back then, for example, when I in the 90s, when I lived in Seattle, well, it was actually around 2000 when I moved to Seattle. I moved to Seattle in 1999. I don't live in Seattle anymore, but when I was there, because it's too expensive, of course. But when I did live there, it was we rented a house for $700. Yeah, $700, and it was a 2-bedroom house, and it had like a bunch of land, like an acre or two. I mean, it had like all this land, it was pretty separated from the neighbors and all that. So it was pretty big, nice area. You could park anything. You could park as many cars as you want. It was like a nice big driveway. $700, and that was in, I think, around 2000. So I mean, nowadays you got to rent like a cube. What's next? You're gonna rent like a cage. I've seen that in I saw a documentary or something about Hong Kong, and where they were renting out cages, like they were like dog cages for people. I mean, I'm not kidding you. I'm serious about that. So is that next in America? I mean, that just shows that inflation is much greater than you think it is, because when your dollar can only get you, when $800 can only get you a single twin size bed cube on a stack, you have to climb a ladder, and then you go to sleep in this little cube, smaller than a prison cell, for $800. That's just, I'm shaking my head on that. That's just ridiculous. That's like, I think we've reached our all-time madness as a country as far as inflation. That's insane. I mean, gas prices are bad enough. It looks like I have a